Hello, welcome to Newbie Fat People Mistakes, Episode 0. Episode 0, you might be saying, what is this nonsense? It's a prequel, basically. I took a look at Episode 1 and thought to myself, this is important stuff to know, or at least I feel it's important stuff to know, but it isn't the most important thing to know when thinking about losing weight. See, the most important thing, and the topic of today's episode, is calories in versus calories out. Now, what's that? Calories in is simply the amount of energy that you take in during the day, or the food that you eat. Calories out, on the opposing side, is the amount of energy that you expend during the day. And you expend energy in two places. First place you expend energy is simply in keeping yourself alive. This is known as your basal metabolic rate. This is stuff like, keeping your heart beating, keeping your lungs breathing, keeping your organs functioning, stuff that keeps you alive. This is necessary for anybody to be alive, and it takes energy. And the other part of your calories out is any amount of physical activity you do during the day. So this can range from, doing dishes, cleaning your house, exercising, going to the gym, buying groceries, whatever. Any amount of physical activity during the day are part of your calories out. And very simply, if you eat less calories, or your calories in are lower than your calories out, then your body needs to get the energy from somewhere else, since it's not getting it from the food that you eat. And your body has three options from places to get this energy from. Now, if you remember from the last episode, this is a representation of your fat, this is a representation of your carbs, or a very simple way of looking at the glycogen that's stored in your muscle. Carbohydrates, we'll just call it for simplicity. And then this is your muscle. Muscle isn't really an energy storage system, but it can be used as one, which we'll kind of talk about later. But anyway, so if your calories in are too low, what your body's going to have to do is get the energy to meet those demands from one of these three sources, because these are the three things that your body has inside of it that can be used as energy sources when you aren't eating enough. So if you're looking to lose fat, maybe you don't eat enough and you're going to lose this amount of fat during the day, because that's what it needs to do to keep you alive. And then on the other hand, if your calories in are greater than your calories out, you're going to gain more fat because anytime you have excess energy in your body, it's going to attempt to store it. One way or the other, if you are, working out, lifting weights and whatever, it has the ability to store things in muscle. If this is lower and it has room for more in it, you can store more as carbohydrates, but usually excess energy is going to be stored as fat. It's just the go-to guy for energy storage. So over here we have a representation of food. As you can see, there's a lot of food in the world. You can eat a lot of stuff, but it's up to you how much you actually eat. So let's say that this is the amount of food that you need to eat in a given day in order to not gain or lose any weight. This is the amount of energy that you need to expend to stay alive and do all the things that you do. And so let's say that that's about that much energy, right? So if you actually eat this much, your body's going to use that much energy, but there's going to be no net change because you ate exactly as much as you needed. Now let's say that you only ate that much energy, and your body needs to use this much energy, but you only ate that much. So what's going to happen is that much energy that you ate is going to go back into you, but this is going to need to be taken from your fat stores in order to do all the things that you did during the day. And thus, effectively, you're going to slowly lose weight over time because your body needed to draw energy from your fat because it couldn't get it from the food. And then, of course, if during the day you eat that much food, which is more than you need, and you only needed to replace that much, what's going to happen is, you're not going to tap into that because you got that from the food, but then you're going to have extra energy, which your body is going to try to convert into one of its storage systems, likely fat, because you can only store so much there, and it's more difficult to store things there, and it's not really an effective storage system anyway. But anyway, so it's largely going to become fat. Right, so when you're losing weight, very simply, just eat less, and then you won't gain weight. In fact, if you eat even less than you need to, then you will lose weight over time. So calories in versus calories out. Very simple. Now, why do I say this is more important to know than the exercise thing? Well, because you don't actually need to exercise to lose weight. An effective weight loss strategy could be to not go to the gym, not to do any amount of, exercise, and just eat less. So let's say you eat 2,000 calories a day, but you need 2,500 calories a day to meet your metabolic demands and also to do the things that you do, like go to work, whatever. So if you're only eating 2,000 and you need 2,500, your body needs to get 500 calories from its storage systems, and thus you're going to lose weight. But you didn't even have to go to the gym at all, because all you did was eat less. It's that simple. You just need to have the self-control, that's really all it boils down to eat less of this so that you don't have to worry about trying to get rid of it when it's over there. And then bam, that's it. The newbie fat person mistake is they think, well, I can just go to the gym because going to the gym is, healthy. That's what makes you lose weight. Well, it can because it makes you burn more calories, but you are still going to be hungry, and it all comes down to how much of that you're consuming. You could go to the gym all you want. You could work out 18 hours a fucking day. I mean, that's a little extreme, but you could work out 18 hours a day, and it won't mean anything if you're eating 20,000 calories a day. You're still going to gain weight. Now, those are very outrageous figures and grossly exaggerated, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say here. It only matters that you are taking in less calories than you are expending during the day. It's all that matters. But earlier I said that your muscle can act as a source of energy if it has to. Now, what I'm saying about this is, when you are dieting, when you are reducing the amount of calories that you need during the day, so let's say you're only eating this much when you needed 6 caps worth of energy, your body needs to get the energy from somewhere. Let's say you don't do any amount of exercise. Your diet plan is to just sit in bed all day and eat that many calories a day in order to lose weight. Now, it's got your 3 options here. Can it take away from your carbs? Yeah, but you have a limited source, and it tries to keep that, full. So that's not really a go-to guy for extended energy replacement. You got your fat here, and you got pretty much fat, but the thing about fat is it doesn't take a lot of energy to maintain. So what I'm saying is you can keep all this fat in you, and it doesn't really cost a lot of calories to simply have. Whereas on the other hand, muscle takes a significant amount of energy to have. So if you have all this muscle, it's a liability at this point because you're not actually doing anything with your muscle. Your body doesn't see it as a necessity to your survival because you simply don't use it. So when faced with the choice of removing from your fat or muscle, it's now going to be more likely to decide, well, I can start burning the muscle as an energy source because this is unnecessary for survival and in fact a liability. That way it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Because on one side, you're getting the amount of energy that you need, by burning the muscle, and you're also decreasing your calorie needs in the future by reducing the amount of muscle you have. Therefore, you have less stuff to maintain, because your body thinks at this point that, there's less food coming into your system. You're probably being faced with a famine of some sort, and it's going to be like, well, if I reduce that, then I don't need as much food in the future, and it's just going to be easier for me to continue to live. And most people don't want that to happen because it's usually pretty unhealthy to start burning your muscle and not really a goal of people. So usually what people would like to do rather than that is exercise. Now, you don't need to pump iron, lift weights, everything to keep your muscle in shape. All you have to do is make sure that you use it enough so that your body realizes that this is important. You need the muscle, because you use it on a day-to-day basis, and it'll realize that you need to maintain that. So it'll look to this as a better choice of energy source, and that way, over time, while you're losing weight, it's largely going to come from that, and that will become your energy source. Okay, so, to reiterate, calories in versus calories out. If you need 6 caps worth of energy in a day in order to live, or let's say, 2,500 calories, but you only eat that many, then your body's going to need to get the energy from somewhere else, like your fat. And then, if you continue to eat that much, over time, you're slowly going to lose weight. Great. And then, if you need 6 a day, but you eat 8 a day, you're slowly going to have excess energy in your body that's going to be converted into fat or whatever, and you're going to gain weight. And that is pretty much all there is to weight loss. Remember that exercise is supplementary and key to good health, but it is not necessary for weight loss.